Hi everybody, I hope you're having a great day. In this video, I'm going to be covering Mr. X. He made his first appearance in Wolverine, Volume 2, issue number 159, that was released in December of 2000. His real name is unknown, but his alias is the familiar phrase, and I quote, "the best there is," end quote, which we typically associate with Wolverine. Regardless, Mr. X is a brutally efficient mutant assassin that stands about 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighs 155 pounds, having blue eyes, blonde hair, and is covered with ritual tattoos and scars. Now, Mr. X is arguably one of the best fighters in all the Marvel Universe, with his armed and unarmed combat skills being completely off the charts, possessing particular skill in swordsmanship, as well as boxing, and thoroughly knowing all martial arts. Not to mention that he's an expert escape artist. Now, Mr. X has low-level superhuman strength and agility, while also having peak natural human speed and durability. Mr. X also has a unique low-level telepathic ability, not only having psionic resistance, but also using his telepathy to read the minds of his opponents, which gives him the deadly and nearly unbeatable ability to anticipate their moves. The only noticeable gaps in this ability is the fact that he can't read multiple opponents' minds at the same time, as well as not being privy to useful information if his opponent doesn't even know what they're going to do next. Or he can't understand what they're gonna do, such as when Wolverine goes into his berserker animalistic state, or when a super genius creates an elaborate plan that he can't comprehend. Mr. X is also limited by his physical reaction time, meaning that he's not very effective against speedsters. Now, although X was born into a wealthy family, he became fascinated with death as a small boy when he saw a woman get hit by a car. This event activated his latent telepathy, with him forming a bond with the dying woman that left him addicted to the thrill of death. He would very quickly turn into a complete psychopath, with him even putting his pet dog in the oven and then taking out his parents after they discovered it. He would then journey across the world to learn everything he could to become the best killing machine in history, training with multiple experts and then taking them out after he surpassed their skill level, learning to ritualistically mark himself for each life he took. From there, he would set his eyes on the fighters who professed to be the best in the world, just to prove that he was superior. And since Wolverine's reputation preceded himself, he would obviously end up on Mr. X's radar. He would actually beat Wolverine in their first fight, then wanting to take on the title of the best there is. But during their second battle, the fight would be interrupted by Mr. X's extremely strong bodyguard named Block, who knocked a berserker rage-filled Wolverine unconscious, fearing that he would beat his boss. Interestingly, Mr. X felt that was unfair, and would leave the unconscious Wolverine with a note promising a rematch. We would later see Mr. X on the island nation of Madripoor, where he was the reigning champion of the annual Bloodsport Tournament. We would once again see Mr. X pit his skill against Wolverine, but not before he impressively and casually beats Taskmaster, who we all know is one of the best fighters in the world. But this time, when Mr. X and Wolverine fought in the championship bout, our favorite Canadian mutant would realize that Mr. X was a telepath who was using his ability to anticipate his moves. And after Wolverine started falling into another berserker rage, X would start to lose this fight as well, but would once again be saved by Block. Subsequent to this, we would see Mr. X become bored with reigning over the Madripoor Bloodsport Tournament, having all the riches and fame that he wanted, but not having the thrill of a competent competitor. This would lead him to fake his own death and run off having adventures with Norman Osborn's Thunderbolts team, where he would have many good fights against the agents of Atlas, Namora, Spider-Woman, and many other heroes such as the Mighty Avengers. And although Mr. X has recently seemed to disappear, I don't think it'll take very long for him to be drawn back out into the light by the temptation of a good fight. Now, for his powers and abilities, and his influence on the Marvel Universe, for my 1 to 10 rating, I'll give Mr. X a rating of 7, which is a master rating. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. I'll talk to you next time. Be sure to like, subscribe, and join the new Sage.